All right, and so welcome back to the final section of our lecture on the immune system. And another way we can artificially boost our immune system is through, I'm sure what you've heard of, vaccines, and many of you have probably taken them. Vaccines are when antigens are deliberately introduced into the immune system in order for our bodies to recognize that and actually produce immunity. In vaccines, the pathogen has been killed or severely weakened, which basically means that we see minimal symptoms occur when we take the vaccine shot or intranasal injection. Vaccines are really a miracle of modern medical science, and they've eradicated or at least severely limited several diseases from the face of the earth. Diseases that even a generation ago, polio, smallpox, really had a devastating influence on a lot of people. And so you might be asking, how long does active immunity last? If I encounter a specific disease, like a flu antigen or the common cold, or I get a particular vaccine. And the answer is that it very much depends on the specific type of antigen that you've been exposed to. Some disease causing bacteria or viruses mutate into new forms that our body doesn't recognize, requiring annual vaccines. So this is something similar to the flu shot. So you might have wondered at one point, why do I need to continually take a flu shot every single season? If vaccines, help me mount an immune response to the flu. And that's because the flu actually mutates very quickly. And so the flu virus that we see last season, for example, is not the same as the flu virus that we see this season. And so we need to take another shot in order to protect us from that particular type of flu. Sometimes we also have a booster shot. So booster shots serve to kind of remind the immune system of the particular antigen. And still others can last a lifetime. And so we know that as children, probably many of us were vaccinated against, or not vaccinated, but we got chickenpox one time when we were very young. It kind of ran its course through our system, and then we had lifetime immunity to chickenpox. We never see that again. And you might be asking, well, so we take a yearly flu shot, or at least it's recommended, but is the flu all that bad? And the truth is, the flu can be an extremely big deal. You may have heard discussion and comparisons between, our current situation with the COVID-19 virus and the Spanish flu pandemic in 1918. And so in 1918, a particular deadly strain of flu that was termed the Spanish influenza basically spread across the globe. It infected 1/3 of the human population, and estimates, range on, its mortality rate, but at the higher end, killed about 5% of people it had infected, which came out to about 100 million people dying from the flu that particular year. And so when people often ask me, is it a good idea to get vaccinated? I always say absolutely yes. Vaccines, again, are, a miracle of modern medical science. They have saved the population from countless infections and pathogens that, just a few generations ago really caused us problems and really infected a lot of people. So regardless of what you hear, about, how safe vaccines are or how not safe they are, I will say that vaccines have been studied um, by scientists, by people that have dedicated their lives to the production of these safe vaccines, and they are absolutely safe. And you should absolutely get vaccinated if it's even a question in your mind. And so with that, that ends our lecture on the immune system. And so after watching this, hopefully if you were following along with the note sheet and filling in answers, you have a really good idea of not only the agents of disease or the particular pathogens that can cause specific types of disease, how diseases are spread, but also how our immune system mounts a response to those particular pathogens. And so whether that be physical barriers like the skin or mucus, or our innate or adaptive immunity that responds to specific types of pathogens. And now I want you to do an online activity learning about the specific cells of the immune system. And so we covered a few of them today, so the B and T cells in particular, but you'll learn a bit more by following this link and completing the Click and Learn worksheet, which is available on Canvas. So go ahead and download the Click and Learn worksheet. You can either print it out and complete it and send me a photograph or scan of the completed sheet, or you can just make a Word document and answer the questions in the Word document and send me the Word document. And so please have this turned in by the end of the day on Tuesday. And so if it's not in my inbox Tuesday at midnight, it will be late. And so this is the online activity for this week. And again, if you guys have any questions about anything related to our online class moving forward, or anything was confusing within this lecture, please post it on our discussion board that was created for this week. And I'll talk to you on the discussion board. All right, thanks guys.